welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my hair. So today I'm going to be doing a Shay Mitchell inspired autumn fall makeup tutorial. I was really loving what she wore to, I believe it was the Streamy Awards, and she's basically got this gorgeous like dark wine lip and a very kind of grey warm eyeshadow look going on. So I really wanted to recreate this look for you guys because I've been loving wearing dark colours on my lips recently and I am feeling the autumn winter makeup looks. So I'm going to kickstart off these looks with an inspired look by the gorgeous Shay Mitchell. She is like one of my favourite PLLs. And I think she's just stunning and I just love her personality, but this is the look that I'm going to recreate. I'll try and put a picture of it somewhere up here, and yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into the tutorial. I'm gonna make it as chatty as possible because I've missed talking to you guys so much recently. I've already moisturized my skin and I've used one of my favorite facial oils of all time, and that is the Josie Maran Argan oil, and I've kind of let that sit for a few minutes. I'm actually gonna tie my hair up because it's really annoying me. I rarely have my hair down in tutorials these days and just in life in general, just because it just annoys the heck out of me. I am going to do all of my base and everything first, and then I'm going to do my eyes and lips right at the end. So I'm going to start off with my primer. I'm going to use... Ooh! Oh god. So I'm going to start off with my L'Oreal Infallible Primer to prime the kind of general areas of my face. So I'm going to do my forehead and my cheeks and my chin. And I'm just going to press that in. I am going to be mixing my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in 220 with the Maybelline Matte and Poreless in 220 as well. I feel like this is slightly lighter than the Fit Me original, but we're going to work with it. So I have recently come back from New York. It was so much fun. I was there for New York Fashion Week. It was so much fun. But it's quite nice to be back home, I've got to say. So yeah, I'm just pressing this into my skin using my damp beauty blender. It really helps blend all of the product out so well. As you can see, it's like totally like the wrong colour, but we're gonna work with that and we're gonna kind of bronze up the skin because Shay looked like she was quite like highlighted and contoured, so we'll fix all of that. Also, I'm thinking of doing a new filming setup. So let me know what you guys like, whether you like kind of like a plain like one colour backdrop or whether you like stuff in the background, like, I don't know, a table, pictures, lights. Let me know. So I did a huge kind of Sephora, Ricky's drugstore haul while I was in New York. So if you guys would like to see a bit of a haul video where I like try the products on as well, because I bought loads of lipsticks, then please let me know in the comments below, because I feel like I haven't done a beauty haul in a long time, especially like an American one. What I like to always do is I like to like check up close to make sure everything is looking blended as possible. Because we're going to be going for like a bit of a matte lip, I'm going to put some lip balm on. So I'm using my Lip Glam lip balm. For concealer, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Anti-Age Eye Rewind concealer, the one that I always make up the name for. I'm going to put it in the usual places that I like to highlight and conceal. So that is a triangle shape underneath my eyes. And what I've been doing recently is kind of really bringing that up on the sides of my nose. And I'm making sure that it's a nice kind of triangle. And the same on the other eye. I've actually kind of changed my like highlighting and contouring technique. So I only put like a little bit on my forehead because I feel like before I used to put it everywhere and it just used to make it look really big than it already was. So I only put like a little dot and then drag the rest of it down. A little bit on my chin, around my mouth and my cupid's bow. As always, I'm going to blend all of that out with my beauty blender. A lot of people ask me what my skin shade is. especially in MAC, and that is NC35. And I generally use Face and Body by MAC, and for that I am C3, and whenever I tan I use C5. Right now like I'm in between like a C5 and a C3, but I just make sure that my highlighting and contouring and all of that kind of balances out the foundation that I'm using. I am going to now go in with my cream contour, and I'm going to use the LA Girl, and this is in Beautiful Bronze. I'm going to draw the contour lines on my cheeks, and then I'm going to draw 2 lines on the sides, the rest on my forehead, and then chin and jawlines in between my cupid's bow underneath my lips. And this just makes your lips look really pouty. So now I'm just going to contour my nose, and I'm just going to draw like a straight line from my brows. One thing that I hate about contouring my nose is my nose goes red really easily. So even when I do contour it, I feel like I'm not really doing anything because it just makes the whole thing red, but we'll work with it. I'm going to blend all those lines out using a brush, and I'm going to find my Fix Plus spray. I like spraying my brush with a Fix Plus spray just because it helps it kind of like blend out easier. I feel like I can't talk. I feel like this is the wrong time to do a chatty tutorial. So I'm just blending this. I know it looks a little bit messy right now, but we'll go in with our beauty blender and make sure that everything is looking good. I feel like I haven't done a cream contour in so long. I've been like loving doing powder contours recently, but I still love a cream contour. I just feel like it lasts longer, it looks really like natural. I'm going to blend the nose contour out with a smaller buffing brush just so that the lines don't move around too much. And then what I do like to do is I like to go on top with my concealer again. Just going over all of the contouring with my beauty blender just to make sure everything is nice and seamless looking, so there's no like harsh lines anywhere. I've been doing this weird thing where I've been mixing powders and creams, but it seems to be working, so I'm going to go with it and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do. Now I'm going to set all the areas that I've highlighted with my Kick-Ass powder. I'm using my Zoeva Luxe Face Focus Brush just to kind of set all of those areas in place. And I really like to push the product into my skin because I feel like this lasts really well. And don't worry about if you pack too much product on because it actually photographs really well. It literally makes you look like you've been like photoshopped, if that makes sense, underneath your eyes, especially when you kind of like press the product in. I have like majorly hit pan on this. I feel like it's taken over my love for Ben Nye banana powder, which is very good, but I feel like it is quite heavy, whereas this you can like layer up and make it heavier if you really want to. And then setting all the other areas as well. So now I'm going to set all the places that we contoured, and the thing that I've been using a lot is this Barry M Chisel Cheeks Contour Kit. I'm going to go in with the darker shade first. I'm going to set where we've contoured. I feel like you just need the tiniest amount of this as well. It's pretty powdery and pigmented, so you want to go in bit by bit, like don't put too much on because otherwise it can look a little bit too much. I'm getting a smaller, kind of fluffier brush. This is the Sigma E40, and I'm just going over the nose contour. I like to take my beauty blender and just kind of dab over it just to make sure everything is looking blended, because we want blended, we don't want too much. And then I'm going in with that same brush and just kind of deepening up where we contoured. And don't worry if it's looking crazy, because we're going to go in and blend it all out because it looks way too much right now. I'm going to blend all the lines. I feel like with contouring with powders, you can literally like blend away the product until you're happy with the way that it's looking. So now what I've been doing, just to kind of clean up the contour, I know you're not really supposed to mix creams and powders together, but we're going to break the rules. And I'm basically going to take that same Maybelline concealer and I'm just going to clean up where we contoured, just to kind of make that line a little bit more defined. But then I like to take my beauty blender again and I just like to blend the line down. You guys are going to be like, why is she putting so much makeup on her face? But I've been doing this quite a lot recently, and you've probably seen in my Instagram pictures that my skin looks like I've face tuned it, but I really haven't, I promise you. It's just this kind of new technique that I've been doing, mixing powders and contours and all sorts. I mean, powders and creams. So once I'm kind of happy with it, I kind of go over the actual line that you can see, just to kind of make it less harsh. Now that all of that is done, I like to make sure that everything is kind of looking blended. And what I have been using is this Sephora Micro Smooth Compact Powder. So it's basically in the shade 60 Deep. And it's just your kind of powder, setting powder. But it works as a really good contour for me, or bronzer, should I say. What I do is I take the tiniest amount and I just help blend everything together. And there we go, that's like the base done. It did take a good 20 minutes, but when I'm not explaining stuff it can take like 10-15 minutes. On the picture that I've got of Shay's, what am I talking about? It looks like she's got a really kind of warm orangey looking kind of blusher. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this blush colour right here, because by the time it goes on my cheeks it will look quite similar. And I'm just going to add that, oh my god, I'm just going to add that onto my cheeks, and I've clearly added too much. This is what I mean about it being really, really, really pigmented. We are going to blend all that away, so that it's not too harsh. So I feel like for her highlight, she's got quite like a goldy undertone to her highlight. So I'm going to be using the lovely Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill and Becca Cosmetics. I have been obsessed with this. I feel like ever since I got this, I have been using it almost every day. So I'm just putting this on the high points of my cheeks, as always. You guys know the drill. I'm also adding just the slightest bits of this on the tops of my eyebrows. And I'm going to take a little bit down the bridge of my nose and on my chin. So now that like my cheeks and everything is done, I'm going to move on to eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyes and then do my brows, but I'm going to do that off camera because you guys have seen me do that 1,000,001 times. But for primer, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, so I'm just going to do all of that off camera for you. I have filled my brows in and primed my eyelids. I filled my brows in really heavily and I've made them thicker just because Shay Mitchell has really full eyebrows and I am not blessed with that. My eyebrows are naturally really thin, so that is why they're looking a little bit bigger than usual. The light's just so bad in this room, but you can kind of see they're a lot thicker than they were before. Now that my eyes are prepped, we're going to work on the shadows. So I'm actually going to be using this Morphe palette here, which I believe is the 35 Neutrals palette. That's what it says on the back, which are basically these gorgeous, gorgeous matte shades. And I'm going to go in with a mixture of the first two shades here as my highlight on my brow bone. On my brow bone. Oh, I really envy the people who have naturally thick brows. Like my brows just suck when they're not filled in. I've started using castor oil again on my brows to make them hopefully grow. So from here on out, if you see any of my tutorials where I have really disgustingly, like overly hairy eyebrows, that's why I'm just not going to try and tweeze them or do anything to them until I am happy with the growth of them before I kind of shape them. Shay looked like she had a really nice kind of grey kind of colour going on her eyelids, so I'm actually going to use a mixture of the grey and then this brown here. So it's kind of like neutral dark because I don't want it to look like majorly grey. So I'm going to add those two colours together and I'm going to add them on to my eyelid. I feel like even when I get ready, like off camera, whenever I do my eyes, I like don't talk, which kind of makes it annoying for a chatty tutorial when I'm like just not talking. I kind of swatched these palettes on my hands and I was like, oh my god, these eyeshadows are so crazily pigmented. I think this whole palette was like $25 or something like that, and I'm pretty sure in the UK you can get them from, I want to say Beauty Bay, but I'm not entirely sure. I will leave links to where you can get Morphe like eyeshadows and stuff from. So now that I'm done with my eyelid, I'm going to go in with the crease colour. And it looked like she had a really nice kind of warm shade going on and warm tones going on in her eyelids. So I'm actually going to use a mixture of these two shades here, which are kind of like a purpley reddy browns. So I'm going to take them on a blending brush. So this one is the Sigma Diffused Crease E38 brush. And I'm just going to start blending that into the crease. And we don't want to make like a wing or anything. We don't want to bring the colour out too much because it didn't look like she had that. She kind of had a very kind of rounded looking eye. This eye is definitely something that I would wear for like winter, autumn, fall. I find it really weird when I say fall because it's such like an American term. But yeah, I would totally wear this for this time of year. So I'm just fixing up any kind of grey area on the eyelid that's been kind of taken away with the crease. And now I'm taking a clean kind of fluffy brush and just making sure everything is nice and blended away. I'm so glad that I got this. I got this from Ricky's when I was in New York, and I actually got another one as well. Let me show you the other one that I got, which is the 35E palette. And they're slightly more shimmery and the shades are a little bit more brighter, but oh, they're just amazing. When I swatched these as well, I was like, oh my god, I need you in my life. So yeah, I got two. So now that we're done with the top part of the eyes, I'm going to sort out the lower lash line, and I'm going to take these two shades here, the grey and the cooler toned brown that we used on the eyelid, and I'm going to kind of smudge that on my lower lash line because it looked like Shay had quite a bit of that going on, and we're going to try and make it look as similar as we can. I find it really weird because I've filmed so many voiceover tutorials. I usually have like music in the background and I'm usually like dancing along. So it's so weird to have like me filming with just me talking. Cool. So now that I'm done with this, I am going to wear falsies. So I'm just going to add a layer of mascara. And the mascara that I'm actually going to use, if I can find it, is this new Maybelline one that I got when I was in New York. And it's called the Push Up Drama Mascara. And the reason why I like this is because I feel like I just don't need to curl my lashes. I don't think it's taken over my love for the Lash Sensational because that stuff is just... it's so good. But this just basically means that I don't need to curl my lashes. So I'm gonna go with this one. And I'm only gonna put like one layer because we are obviously gonna be putting falsies on. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it looking perfect or anything like that. So I've just got a nice layer. I said like I was only going to put one layer, but I'm like going to town with this. So I'm going to stop right now. I'm also going to add this mascara to my lower lashes because we don't want them to get hidden away. So now we're going to do eyeliner. I'm going to put a little bit of my Perversion eyeliner on my upper waterline. Shay was wearing a gorgeous like nude eyeliner on her lower waterline. So I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury nude eyeliner, and I'm just going to go ahead and line my lower waterline. So now I'm going to grab this nude shade here from the same Morphe palette. I'm basically going to pack that shadow onto my waterline, and this is hopefully just going to set all of that in place so that it doesn't budge. So now I'm going to move on to the lips, and Shay was just wearing this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous lip shade. So I'm going to be mixing two colours together. So the first one is my current obsession, and you've probably seen this all over my Instagram. But this is the new matte lipsticks from Maybelline, and this is in the shade Divine Wine. And I am going to go ahead and take my time and line my lips with this, and then also fill my lips in. I'm actually going to take away the lip balm because I don't want this lip to look glossy, if you know what I mean. I always start with my Cupid's bow first. Oh my god, I look so funny right now. So, once I've got my Cupid's bow how I want it, I then take the product down. And I always work in like small strokes, and I kind of like build the lip up. Especially when I don't have a matching lip liner. This is what I do. And then I fill in the bottom lip. Now that I've filled my lips in with that lipstick, I'm just going to take all the excess off. Wipe that away. And then on top, I'm going to go over that with this Kat Von D shade, and it's called Vampira, which is basically very, very, very similar to what Shay was wearing. I was wearing this in my non-beauty favourites video, but it is quite drying and it cracks quite a lot. So I'm actually layering this so that it kind of lasts longer. So I'm putting this on top. Oh, one thing that I did forget to do, I always like to go in with kind of like just a clean brush. This I've been using for quite a while, so it doesn't look clean, but I just like to kind of like clean up any lines that I've got going on. Now that the lips is done, I'm just going to make sure I have nothing on my teeth. I'm going to kind of clean it up again, just to make sure, and yes, there is lots of lipstick going on still. So once I'm done with that, I am now going to put on my falsies, and I need to find them. The falsies that I'm going to use are these Huda Beauty falsies, and they are in the style Samantha. I have been obsessed with wearing these ever since I got them when I went to Dubai. So I am going to put these on, and I'm going to be using my Esquido lash glue for this. So I'm going to put my lashes on off camera, because otherwise I'm going to be so close to the mirror that I've got here that you guys are not going to be able to see anything. So I'll be back in 2 seconds once I put these on. So you guys, this is the final look of the Shay Mitchell inspired autumn winter makeup look, or full makeup look, whatever you guys like to call this time of year. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this chatty tutorial. I personally love this look, because I feel like with this eye you can get away with wearing so many different kinds of dark lips, but personally I love this lip kind of look with this eye, because the eye isn't like too deep, so I feel like the lip just complements it really well. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy chatty tutorials, because I would love to do more of them. And don't forget to also leave me links to images or colour combinations that you would like to see for the autumn, winter, fall time. And yeah, I guess I will see you all in my next video. Bye!